the water is a representation of Allah's
Yeah.
royalty.
That's right.
So we go back to we as a representation
Yeah.
of Allah's royalty. And some of these.
Based on the Quran verses that Allah describes or consider right himself as we and I asked many times, okay, to the precepts, okay, and
Allow me to answer.
There are different answers, okay.
Okay.
So I'm
And
just.
I'll give you a different answer too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. I've got a full video on use of we in the Quran. I'll give you the summary version.
All right.
Everywhere Allah uses we for himself in the Quran, it's
Okay.
immediately followed by the singular.
Yes.
So immediately.
Yes.
So inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr, for example.
All right.
Right? تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن
Okay.
ربهم. Rabb is singular.
Yes.
So there's never any confusion that the plural is actually plural. Immediately it gets followed by the
Yep.
singular. Like inna a'tainaka al-kawthar fasalli li rabbika. Immediately.
Yes.
Right? The second thing is we was used in the Torah also before the Quran to describe God.
Yep.
Because in the language of the ancients,
Yep.
and actually even today at some level,
Yep.
royals and governments talk about themselves as
Yep.
we. I remember Barack Obama's speeches were used to say, we've signed a document today,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
because he represents the entire government,
Yep.
not just himself.
Yep.
So Allah, and sometimes he can speak on behalf of his entire authority
Yep.
and say the word we,
Yeah.
right? So that's another implication of the word we.
Oh yeah.
In the Quran particularly, you'll find that an interesting thing, when
Okay.
Allah mentions water,
Okay.
then he switches to the we sometimes. So he'll be talking about Allah, 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 and then we send down water.
Yes.
Because kana arshuhu ala al-ma.
Yep.
His arsh is on the water.
Yeah.
So it's the water is a representation of Allah's
Yeah.
royalty.
That's right.
So we go back to we as a representation
Yeah.
of Allah's royalty. And finally, ana, I is used in the Quran also. And it's used when Allah is either extremely angry or extremely loving.
Yeah.
So in those two extremes, you find the use of ana.
Yeah.
So those are the few observations about the we. And then finally, there are three kinds of pronouns: third person, second person, first person. So we and I is first person,
Yep.
you and you all is second person, and
Yeah.
he, she, and they is
Yeah.
third person. Yeah. But the plural is only used for the first person.
Yep.
You never find they for Allah
Yep.
or antum for Allah.
Yes,
You say
exactly.
anta and huwa.
Yep.
So the only plural is in the first person,
Yes.
which means it's not literally plural.
And that's
if it
right.
was actually plural, you would find huma or home
Yes.
or antuma and antum also in the
Okay.
Quran, and you don't find that.